Hi all, welcome to the fourth module. Can you believe it? At the end of this module, we'll be halfway done with the class. I know that you're all interested in the midterm that's coming up at the end of the week, but let me start with giving a little bit of overview about the section on families, which will be on the midterm, and then we'll talk about some of the specifics regarding the exam and some study tips. Okay, so this week the reading section is on families, and I'm going to suggest that you read the two stories in the Women in Fiction text first. They're compelling. They make us think about parents and children. Honestly, I've read both of those stories several times over the years, and they still made me cry. They bring up pathos and relationships and commitment, all of those kinds of things to kind of get us in the mood to kind of read the pieces in the textbook about families. Families are a major source of both oppression as well as a source of strength. And when you have an institution that is so much on each side, it's incredibly complicated to think about in an empirical kind of way. So what I'm going to ask you to do when you read the pieces is to think about the family as the pieces illustrate that it is interacting with other institutions. So with the first piece, interacting with the medical institution. All right, when it comes to the piece on kind of international families, thinking about moving, all right, across borders, something that we have addressed in some of our other readings. Pay attention, all right, how the family is informed by and then as well as informs other institutions such as, again, work, the economy, the media. And also, of course, think about how family is different across race, class lines, geography, etc. Okay? All right, so have a good time with those readings. They're really great. All right, so let's move on to the midterm. The midterm is scheduled for the end of this module. All right, so the midterm will be available beginning on Thursday. It will be available for you to take from Thursday through Saturday. All right, Thursday through Saturday. It will consist of 25 multiple choice questions for which you'll have 45 minutes. So again, 25 multiple choice questions for 45 minutes. All right, it is very, very similar to the practice exam that you had in the last module. And you owe a big thanks to one of your classmates who took that exam last week and wrote to me right away, and I really appreciated this and said, "Oh my goodness, help. I got every one of those questions wrong." All right, and it was somebody who had done the reading. Okay, so let me give you some hints about how to prepare for the exam. First, as indicated last week, there will be no homework or graded discussion for this week. All right, basically, you do your readings on the family and you take the exam. That being said, the discussion sections will be open from Sunday through Wednesday. All right, Sunday through Wednesday for any kind of discussion that you want to have with each other. All right, use each other in terms of course prep in your small groups or ask Melanie questions. All right, I've asked Melanie to make sure that she is in the discussion groups at least twice a day. All right, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All right, so you'll have that opportunity, all right, in order to ask questions or talk with each other. Okay, I think that it would be important at this point for you to review the lecture podcasts for Module 1 and Module 2. Those were the lectures on theory as well as terms. And it's really crucial that you understand what those terms mean, and then you understand the different kinds of theoretical perspectives that authors write from. Because there are numerous questions that ask you, for example, what theoretical perspective best explains, right, the position of X, Y, or Z? Or, which of the following illustrates standpoint epistemology? All right, and I ask you to consider 4 or 5 of the different articles. All right, so I think it would again be important for you to re-listen to those podcasts. Okay, I also gave you a template of how to be reading every single article and every single website and podcast or YouTube video or whatever else is out there. And I hope that you've been doing it. All right, you have had over about 50 readings and websites or videos to watch for this first half of the semester. 50. All right, let's face it, you're not going to remember, all right, what did banks say in a particular article? No. I mean, and that's why in part it's open book. All right, so it's an open book exam, right? You can have your book there, but I also expect and hope, because you're not going to be able to go back in about 2 minutes per question, or less than that, all right, 1.5 minutes per question, and kind of reread something. So you should have your notes there, all right, and your notes should be, explicit. And I'm thinking, a half a page of notes per reading, all right, and that will kind of, solidify the correct answer to you. Okay, so I hope that you have done that, and if you haven't, I would really urge you, all right, in preparation for the exam, to do that. I would look at that practice exam. If you got all those questions right and they took you 20 seconds each, you're doing great. All right, if not, then make sure that your notes are organized and ready for you to take that exam, because again, you'll have 45 minutes. Okay? All right, so I'm going to wish you the best. All right, so let me tell you that again, because I know that some of you are halfway around the globe, people have a variety of work schedules. You'll have 45 minutes over 3 days. You'll have to pick that 45 minutes over 3 days to take the exam. All right. You cannot retake the exam. You will not find out the correct answers until Sunday. All right, so the correct answers as well as your grade should be available on Sunday. All right, so that's it for me. All right, I wish you the best. I have my fingers crossed, and I've been really impressed, honestly, with the homeworks and the threaded discussion so far. And so I'm expecting equally good grades on this midterm exam. All right, bye-bye now.